Today we are talking about why the Montreal Canadiens are the future of the NHL. There are a number of reasons why I believe that the Montreal Canadiens are going to be making an impact in the near future, and I'm going to be breaking them all down for you coming up on this episode of Hattrick HQ. But before we get into it, we gotta say that 74.6% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you're big hockey fans, big NHL fans, just like all of us here at Hattrick HQ, and you're looking for a home for hockey content here on YouTube, you found it right here at Hattrick HQ. But with all that said, let's get right into the first topic of the video today, which is why the Habs are the future of the NHL. I know a lot of you guys are watching this video right now saying, how are the Montreal Canadiens the future of the NHL? Well, I am going to go through a number of things and kind of discuss this with you guys today. Just to kind of intro it here, I mean, the Montreal Canadiens have been struggling over these last few years, in that rebuild type mode. But now I think in the coming years, maybe even as soon as next season, the Montreal Canadiens are going to come out of this rebuild and be contending in the Atlantic once again. I know right now, they are 8th, and they have been looking good as of recent play. And I think with a few acquisitions and some things that happen over the offseason, I think the Montreal Canadiens could easily be contending again next season. And one of those reasons is the key young players that they have right now. And as we seen last night, Juraj Slafkovsky, number 1 overall pick. He had 3 goals, 3 hits. He was the youngest Hab with a hat trick since 1986. So, I mean, that's a long time. And right now, he has 20 goals, 30 assists. He's on a 50-point pace for the bust, as they say here. Obviously, everybody was at the beginning of the season calling this guy a bust because he wasn't contributing as much to the Montreal Canadiens at the beginning of the season. But in these last 30 games, I do believe he has like 27, 28 points as of late. So it is just showing how much potential that Juraj Slafkovsky has for this Montreal Canadiens team. And I'm really excited to see what he can do next year during the full season. Because as we've seen as of late, this guy's almost been a point per game player for this Montreal Canadiens team. So over the course of maybe this season being a developmental season for him, over next season, when we get to see his full potential shine in an 82-game season, I think we could see something special from this guy. As we've seen this season, he's just improved his shot drastically for this Montreal Canadiens team. He's always teed up on that power play now, so they kind of have 2 options there between Caulfield and Slafkovsky on the power play that make this unit great. And I think under the coaching of Marty St. Louis, I think this guy has really kind of broke out of his shell, got out of the first overall pick, I need to be good type of mindset, and just plays the game the right way. Because as you see, he can score goals, he can get assists, he can point produce, but he's also a physical guy too. He's a power forward. He lays the body. He's not afraid to get down and block shots for this team. And this kid's only 19 years old. He has so much potential. His ceiling is so high. And the fact that he's growing with this evolving Montreal Canadiens team plays a big factor into why he's being so good. Because when you got Nick Suzuki there, the captain, who's only 24 years of age, this guy is still kind of building himself up as well. So once all these guys kind of build themselves or mold themselves into great NHL players, this Montreal Canadiens team is going to be something special. Obviously, other key young players that the Montreal Canadiens have, David Reinbacher, the guy they picked up in this year's draft. He's playing, he played with the Laval Rocket at some point this season. I believe he's still down there. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments section. And Lane Hudson, a guy who, has been playing great in the NCAA, and the media has kind of made the Hudson Reinbacher defensive pairing the future of the Montreal Canadiens. So you have these young guys too who are going to be making an impact on the blue line for the Montreal Canadiens coming in the coming years, maybe as soon as next season as well. We also have Florian Jackguy, Arber's brother, who has just signed his ELC. This kid has looked great as well. He's a physical guy. He can also get a few points on the board for you as well. And they have so many of these young guys like Joshua and guys like this, even Caden Primo, he's still kind of young, and Samuel Montembeault. They have all these guys who are kind of developing with this team, and throughout this season, every single one of these players players has gotten better, whether it's within the Montreal Canadiens or whether it's with the teams they are with at this point in time. But that means these guys are molding themselves to be Montreal Canadiens, and once the mold sets, this Montreal Canadiens team is going to be something special. But there is another reason here, and that is the great forward play as of late from the Montreal Canadiens stars here. And there's been a few here. We see one. This is Nick Suzuki, like I said, 24 years of age. So far this season with 75 points in 78 games. He's almost on a point per game pace for him. He also leads the team in goals as well as points with 33 this season. So we've seen a lot out of Nick Suzuki this year, the captain, that really blows my mind. I'm not going to lie. We see every year he's kind of getting better and getting better from 41 to 61 to 66 to now 75 points for this Montreal Canadiens team. It just seems like this guy's kind of molding himself into the NHL player that he wants to be. And under the guidance of Marty St. Louis, he has kind of found his game again. He's kind of found, the player he wants to be, where he needs to be on the ice, what he needs to do on the nightly basis to make this Montreal Canadiens team successful. And we've seen this. He has most points, the most goals. It's just something special coming out of Nick Suzuki this season, and he's only 24, like I said, so the potential, like, he still, has time to become an even better NHL player. He's only in his early 20s, mid-20s next season. I think he has a lot of time to, potentially be a 100-point player in this league at some point in his career, and I think, him as the captain, the helm of the team, and being the number one goal scorer, being the number one point total, he's gaining a lot of respect from the people around him, and people are listening to what he has to say in the locker room, which is great. And I think having him here in Montreal is really what they need to be a successful team in the future and why they are the future of the NHL. Another player here is obviously Cole Caulfield. And Cole Caulfield this season, has 24 goals. A lot of people expected him to maybe have more goals than what he has this season. But he does have 60 points in 78 games, 36 assists, 24 goals. And one thing we've seen out of Cole this season is obviously everybody knows his shot. Everybody knows how great of a goal scorer Cole is. But we've seen his playmaking ability kind of pick up this season. He's passing more frequently than just taking the shot, which is great because, when you have such great goal scoring ability like Cole Caulfield does, you do want him to shoot the puck. He isn't afraid to shoot the puck. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we've seen him in those chances where maybe he would shoot and it's not the shot that he wants. We're seeing him in that situation kind of pass the puck a bit more to his teammates, which are creating more goal scoring chances and more goals going into the back of the net, which is great. I mean, this guy's only young as well, and you have Suzuki and Caulfield here who are the future of this team, and they're kind of molding themselves into the captain and the assistant captain here in Montreal, which I love to see. I think these guys are the future of the NHL, the future of the Montreal Canadiens, and with these guys having great seasons, it just proves that the Montreal Canadiens are on track. The way that they're improving year to year, it just shows a lot about them personally and just about their games, and I think as the years go on, the numbers are only going to go up, and I think at some point in his career, Cole Caulfield's going to be a 50 goal scorer. I've said it multiple times here. It was probably a long time ago when you seen it, but he is going to be a 50 goal scorer at some point in his career. And another guy, a key forward that kind of gets underlooked in my opinion, is Alex Newhook, the local boy from Newfoundland, from where I am. But we traded for him, obviously. And since coming over with the Montreal Canadiens in 51 games, he has 31 points. And if we look at last season, just with Colorado, in 82, he had 30 points. So being put, higher up in the lineup here and giving more opportunity from head coach Marty St. Louis, this guy has put 18 assists, 13 points on the board for this Montreal Canadiens team this season. So by giving him that little extra, bump up the lineup, we've seen his production go up as well. And he is also young as well. He's around the same age as Caulfield and Suzuki and all these guys. They have so many young guys there that are just developing and keep on going, and their numbers just keep climbing and climbing, that even next season or the year after, these guys are going to be into their full, prime, what they can do. And I think that with like the three of these guys, the kind of the core forwards, I guess you could say, alongside Slafkovsky as well. Obviously, these guys playing great is going to lead to the Montreal Canadiens' success down the road as well, which I'm really excited to see personally, because I am a big Montreal Canadiens fan, and I just been loving the way this team has looked as of late. Obviously, last night, getting a 9-3 victory over the Philadelphia Flyers, who are fighting for a playoff spot for this team, and I think it's just an amazing thing that Montreal is doing, that Kent Hughes and the whole front office has done, is kind of go right into the rebuild and get all these guys and develop them up and up and up, so that they can compete with these guys who they've developed through their system. And I think one great thing that Martin St. Louis has done as head coach of the Montreal Canadiens has got these guys NHL ready. And I think, like I said multiple times in this video, as soon as next season, maybe even the year after, I think these guys are going to not finish 8th, and we're going to be looking at them potentially getting into the wild card spot in the NHL. And I'm really excited for this Montreal team. I love watching what they're doing out there on the ice. They just look great they look like they're improving every night on the nightly basis, which I love to see. But I want to hear from you guys down below in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think the Montreal Canadiens are going to be contending in the next couple of years? Let me know down below in the comment section. We're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to Leafs fan. He says, Carey Price was the best goalie I've ever seen. I'll give flowers where they're due. And I really appreciate seeing that, Leafs fan. Obviously, yesterday I gave my flowers to the Toronto Maple Leafs by saying that I think they're going to win the Stanley Cup this year, which is still crazy for me to say today. But I appreciate seeing your comments on yesterday's video, Leafs fan. Kind of giving praise to Carey Price. I love to see that. Obviously, I think Carey Price is one of the best goaltenders of all time. And it was just great to see him play for my team for so many years. But if you guys enjoyed this one, make sure down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road for 3,500 subscribers here on the channel. So if you love NHL, you're looking for a home, maybe a second home for hockey content here on YouTube, you found it right here at Hat Trick HQ. And while you're down there, leave a comment. You might be featured on the next comment of the day. And if you want to check out that video I did on the Toronto Maple Leafs yesterday, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC. We'll catch you in the next one.